Hey, lovelies, we are back, My Sister's Keeper YouTube channel, where we are delving this year into discussing our self-worth. Oh yes, being bankrupt in our self-worth, the difference between self-worth and self-esteem and self-confidence. We're really going to dive into this topic because a lot of times those three things, self-worth, self-esteem, and self-confidence, are used interchangeably, but they're not the same thing. And I want us to understand that our self-worth, it really does project and have us show up in a way that is very counterintuitive to who we really are and who we really want to show up as. So we're going to really do some coaching around that. So let me reintroduce myself, Coach Key, and we are going to be on this journey together. I've been through this journey myself. I have coached many women through the self-worth journey, and so I am here for you. Okay, so with that in mind, and make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you hit that notification button so you don't miss any episode and that you become healed in your journey. And so I specifically want to speak to my powerhouses, my boss chicks, because a lot of times as women who are boss chicks, our self-worth issues don't show up in our careers. They may not show up in our business because we believe in that area, right? So a lot of times we have to examine our relationships, our romantic partnerships, our relationships with our parents, our relationships with our friends. What is going on there? And so one of the key things in recognizing that we need to work on that bankruptcy in our self-worth is being aware. And so looking at the pattern in our relationships, being aware. So let me help you with one. I'm going to give you one example. And I was listening to Stefan Speaks, and he spoke something so powerfully. And I recognized that that's a space that I had been in several times in my life, where I wanted a relationship with this person, right? And the person would say, he said, oh, let's just go with the flow. Let's just see how things progress, right? So month go by, 2 months, 3 months, but eventually it just keeps to stay in this place of, let's just go in the flow. There is no commitment made. There is no relationship that comes out of it until I finally decided, you know what? I don't want to just go with the flow. And so, you may want to, but I want you to really examine, is that what you really want? Do you really want to go with the flow? Or do you really want a relationship? A lot of times we are looking at other women. We are looking at what society says. We may even be looking at that partner, that romantic partner, and saying, oh, you being to this or you being to that. And because that self-worth is bankrupt, so now we are listening to those voices tell us our standard, tell us our boundaries, tell us what we really want. And we come into a place of shame or even feeling like, you know what, maybe they're all right. Maybe I am asking for too much. Why? Because your self-worth is bankrupt, okay? Because somewhere along the line, that foundation was not laid. That investment was not made into your self-worth to say to you and validate you and affirm you and help you to have that belief that you're worth it. You are a worth it woman. And so you don't just have to go with the flow. But let me help you. When you are bankrupt in your self-worth, there is also this fear in the back of my mind that if I can't get this person to love me, how am I going to get somebody else to love me? So you stay in that flow because you want that person to see your worth, to see your value. And guess what? They are not going to see it. You know why? Because you don't see it. And so we have to get into that space of understanding and recognizing our own self-worth before anybody else is going to see it. And before we even care whether or not they see it, because it's already ingratiated in me that I am good enough. I am worth it. I am lovable no matter what. I was created with purpose. I was created with intention, and I will fulfill those things. So listen, we're going to be talking about this in the next few weeks. A lot more about the differences between self-worth and self-esteem. Because I can have poor self-esteem, but sometimes the core of my issue is really self-worth. And when there is a core self-worth issue, it spills out into every aspect, a lot of times, of our lives. But it really, really does show up in our relationships, and you can start to see those patterns. So make sure that you are here next week. I will be posting every Thursday. You got it? Every Thursday. New YouTube. Coaching through our self-worth, getting us out of bankruptcy in our self-worth and getting us into a place of abundance and affirmation and validation and understanding who we are in ourselves. Yes? Yes. Love you guys.